I feel like gamers either get treated like the most discerning customers, a perfect example being the way that the vast majority of mechanical keyboards, a product category that is just better all around, not just for gamers, are targeted at gamers. And then other times, they get treated like chumps who will buy anything with LEDs on it and words like optimized for gaming on the box. And I could point at any number of horrible cheapo gaming peripherals to make that point. So what is the BenQ RL2460HT gaming monitor? Is it optimized for gaming in some meaningful way? Or are you expected to drop your hard-earned money on a product that's made for gaming in the same way that a particular energy drink might claim to be made for gaming? Because in my experience, unless that energy drink doesn't make you have to pee in the middle of a match, it ain't any better for gaming than anything else. Cooler Master Neptune series CPU coolers are available in a variety of radiator sizes to perfectly suit your next build. Click now to learn more. Alright, so let's start with the specs for this follow-up to BenQ's highly successful RL2455HM. It boasts a 24-inch 1920 by 1080 60Hz TN panel with a flicker-free, so that is to say DC-controlled LED backlight and 1 millisecond gray-to-gray pixel response times that seems pretty believable given how little smearing I noticed both in and out of games during my time with the monitor. First up is ergonomic adjustments. To the completely inadequate just tilt on the 2455, the 2460 adds swivel, height adjust, and even pivot. All of that stuff helps make the relatively narrow viewing angles inherent to TN monitors more tolerable since you can adjust it easily to look at the monitor as straight on as possible. And for someone who might be carrying the monitor with a PC or a console to game in different locations, it's a big bonus from both an ergonomic and a convenience standpoint because I don't know about you, but when I need to plug in something to the bottom of a monitor, I'm always thankful if it's got pivot, so I can much more easily reach everything. And I guess since we're down here, optimization number 2 is the inputs. There's power in and an analog audio pass-through for, the unspecial but convenient integrated stereo speakers. Then moving over to display inputs, things get more interesting. However you might feel about PC gamers or console gamers, the reality is that lots of people use both. So BenQ's inclusion of a couple of auto-selecting HDMI inputs to go along with DVI and VGA is a nice touch. I would have liked to see DisplayPort, since that's the direction the industry is headed, but this third HDMI plug here is actually more interesting in some ways. It's a straight pass-through connector that can be used in a few ways. If you're a game streamer and you want to capture footage, it allows you to go directly from the source to the monitor to eliminate any potential latency from a capture device without creating cable clutter with an HDMI splitter. If you're, say for example, a competitive fighting game player, or you hate screen sharing, then you can have whoever you're playing with plug in a separate monitor. This one's just running straight through this one to the HDMI out and sit across from you or next to you looking at their own screen, whatever works for you. And finally, if you just want to broadcast what you're doing to a nearby TV or projector, let's say you're organizing a small tournament at a LAN with some spectators, well, this is a super easy way to handle that as well. All of this would just be for show though, if the pass-through added any lag or was a bear to configure. But it's cool, it just automatically clones whichever of the two HDMI inputs is active and adds no latency that we were able to measure with our Leo Bodner input lag tester. Pretty cool. Not everything about the monitor is perfect though. The on-screen display has a ton of useful options, including the usual, brightness, contrast, etc. Full RGB for PCs or limited RGB for consoles and media devices, instant mode, which reduces input lag, an automatic switch option for HDMI inputs, motion blur compensation adjustment that I'd recommend leaving at default settings, a variety of scaling modes for old school gamers, and a wide variety of preset image profiles that you can check out if you're into making the image look generally like ass to get a competitive edge, something some people are into. But in spite of all of those options being really good, I just found it kind of cumbersome and slow to navigate. This is aided by the ability to assign custom functions to 3 of the buttons for things that you use often, but I just wish navigation was snappier overall, especially coming from the ROG Swift's lightning-fast on-screen menus. Of course, comparing it to a monitor that costs several times more isn't exactly fair. So let's evaluate the RL2460HT for what it is. A TN monitor targeted at gamers who are willing to trade higher refresh rates, something that will definitely give you a competitive advantage, for creature comforts like better ergonomics and I/O, but who aren't interested in the color and viewing angle advantages that an IPS or a VA display will give them. So, not my personal top choice. But I definitely see the value of it, particularly for console gamers who won't benefit from higher refresh rates anyway. Guys, thanks for watching. Like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it, leave a comment letting me know if your feelings are just more complicated than this. Also, check out the link in the video description for the Support Us link there, where you can buy a cool t-shirt like this one. You can give us a monthly contribution to help us keep making awesome videos like this, or you can even just change your Amazon bookmark to one with our affiliate code, so when you buy like this monitor or anything else, I actually don't care what you buy, we get a small kickback. That helps us out a lot as well. Thanks again for watching, and as always, don't forget to subscribe.